Hi, and welcome to another daily TarotScopes. This is for my fire signs. So we're going to be doing Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. If you like the content that I create, please hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified every time I put up new content. If you stay to the end, I do have a general message for all of my fire signs. So let's start with Aries. All right, my Rams. How are my Rams doing? Let's see what's going on. What's going to happen? Tell me. What's going on, Aries? Your thoughts, dreams, fears, expectations. What's going on? What's going on, Aries? Tell me all your secrets. Ugh. Oh, Aries. We're not ready. There's a lot of things that's going on. We're not ready. We've been working hard, putting in a lot of mental ingenuity. We have been, but maybe painstakingly so, right? Really working hard. Maybe even, I feel for some of you, even maybe having some actual senses of pain, right? The feeling of pain. Maybe our joints are painful. Maybe we did, like my husband trying to skip rocks and like hurting his shoulder while he's skipping rocks. Some physical pain is in there. But we're also coming to a close on some projects that we're doing, and we really feel like these projects aren't complete. We really feel like they're not ready, that there's more that we need to add to them. And the truth of the matter is the completion is inevitable. The completion is whether you want it to be done or not, it's finalized. So take the tools that you have, gather them up, because you're going to need them for the next journey, for the next project. Don't restrict yourself. This is not the time for restriction. You feel like maybe your knowledge is limited, but it's not. Well, not at this time. And you always have the ability to go and learn new knowledge. You're not one to shy away from learning new things. So don't start doing that now. Don't restrict yourself. If we, some of the things that we already know, financially, we're okay. We don't need to really worry. Although that worry is in the back of our minds, financially, that's not something we've got to worry about. It's not necessarily like we're Scrooge McDuck rolling in dough either, but we've been able to manage and balance our budget efficiently enough to be able to support and sustain us and our house, you and your household. But don't be afraid of the change. Don't be afraid of moving on to something new, whether it be a new project, whether it be a new job, new career. There is a journey that is coming to a close, but just like when every door closes, another one opens, whether we see it or not. So don't put yourself in a place of restriction. Be there when that door opens so that you can readily accept the oncoming successes. Okay, if that makes sense. All right, Leo. My Leos, my lions. How are we doing today? All right, Leo. Leo, dee 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 dee, away bum away. Dee 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 dee, away bum away. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. All right, so a couple of things, Leo. There is someone in our life that is probably a little narcissistic, that is in our life, that that has possibly speaking take two, caused us a little bit of heartache and heartbreak. If this was me, for me, this would be kind of like talking about my dad, right? Or right over Christmas, I'm over here like, you know, I need to put things to bed with my dad. But he is, and can very much so, play on your heart, play on those heartstrings. And it does put us in a little place of, it doesn't feel good. You know what I mean? It does give us a little bit of heartbreak. It gives me heartbreak that, you know, I can't be with my dad because I used to be a daddy's girl. But the fact that there's a lot of drama that comes into that really makes it hard, you know? So yeah, there's that heartache piece of it. And it kind of really, for some of us Leos too, even though we did spend time with people that are closest to us, that maybe live in our home, that very, very small nucleus family that we have, we were not really able to go out and spend time with our other family, right? For me, I couldn't spend time with my mom or my dad or my sister or my grandmother, right? It was really just me, my husband, my daughter, my son, my brother, because that's who lives with us. So it's kind of like, yeah, our family is super happy, super close, but, you know, we could have been a little bit closer. At the same time, this situation with the King of Cups also puts the family in a little bit of an upheaval, right? Because there are issues, because there's heartbreak. So, you know, keep that in mind. I think part of our issues as well, maybe there is some people that are maybe even this King of Cups, that they've got a very addictive nature to them. You feel always very drawn to them, but no matter what, they give you that heartache, they give you that heartbreak, and it kind of confines you. It kind of almost puts you in a cage. And so there it is, the Devil card is, you know, laid out in front of us. And it's really just a card about how we are our own devil. We put ourselves in this cage. We put ourselves in this place of restriction when we don't need to. We can freely walk out at any time. Now, whereas with my situation, yes, I freely walked out, there are some things between me and my family members that we never put aside. So I'll always be in this cage until I come out of it, until I say, all right, enough is enough. Let's talk about the situations. Let's clear it and let's get the family back together. So now this is how this would work for this Leo. You tell me how it would work for you guys, right? But that's what I see here for us at this time, Leo. And remember that addictions don't have to be about drugs or alcohol. Addictions can very much so be about love, the people we love, the people we care about. Addictions to comic books and video games. Addictions to anything that we feel like we cannot live without, okay? And finally, my Sagittariuses. All right, Sagittarius. How are my Sagittariuses doing? Sagittarius. And you're listening to the max. So just sit back and relax. You're Sagittarius. I love it. I love it. So we're Sagittarius. We need to talk about some things. All right, we do. We need to talk about some things. First and foremost, we are naively going into a new journey in our lives, a new phase in our lives. And why am I saying it's naive? because there's still a whole bunch of things internally that we need to work on. First and foremost, you've got like a ton of trump cards in here. So these are like very major events that we need to deal and work with. First and foremost, we're not putting ourselves first. We are going out and helping out so many other people. We are not helping ourselves. We are not giving ourselves the time that we need to even be able to go on a new journey or start something new. It's just not happening. Even though we may feel like we're in a house full of people, we're actually feeling like we're very alone, like we're not heard, like our voice isn't being heard. Maybe even a sense of seclusion. Maybe our intuition just isn't where it needs to be right now. But we don't feel like we're part of that fold. We don't really feel like we're part of that community. And so even though we're helping out all of these people, we're not getting any of that back, and I'm not saying that, you do things to get things in return, but how can you help other people? How can you pour into other people's cups when your cup isn't full? How can you help other people when you don't even help yourself, right? That is the position that we're in right now. You're not helping yourself. We're also not even feeling safe and secure in our environment, in our atmosphere. We've put ourselves in a pretty weird position, Sagittarius. So why start something new when we've got to close out all of these other things first? So before we naively go on a new journey that we're not prepared for, that we don't have the tools necessary to go on and proceed, when we don't even have the backing of our friends and family, when we don't even have the time to do things for ourselves, how can we make these plans? Put the rest of it to bed. Okay, Sagittarius, complete everything out. Make yourself feel safe and secure. Do some meditation for yourself. Go out and have I would say go out and have a spa day, but that's not really, I would not, with the plague, I would not agree to that. But, maybe go buy yourself some face masks and do like a at-home spa treatment, right? Do these things for yourself. Do things for yourself before you continue to do things for other people. Refill your cup so when you decide to go on this new journey, you will be ready. Okay, Sagittarius? And now for the general message for all of my fire signs from Postcards from Spirit. And we've got, look at this little baby cherub with that rose. Oh my God. Dearest you, we here on the other side have one important thing to declare. Love is the answer to literally everything. We don't necessarily mean romantic or erotic love, although they are wonderful, but sometimes above and beyond that. Everything alive in the world was first created by love. Spirit sends love to animate life and birth it into existence. Love is without conditions, and it is based in reverence and a fierce and joyful respect for life. Love thrives when you focus on it, and we want you to turn away from anything that causes it to wane. Love is when you no longer see yourself as others, separate from, better or less than, etc. When you act with love, you give permission to the world to thrive and grow as it will. Can you let go of what is not love and ask, what would love do? Love is waiting for you always and forever. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today, fire signs, and I'll see you guys next time. Namaste and God bless.